From the top.
Yeah, we should probably restart.
From the top.
All right. Ready? Round 2.
Round 2. Hey.
Hey.
That kind of hurt me. Hey.
Good morning.
Good morning. 早上好。
早上好。
我是陈哲明 ，A.K.A. Rob Chen.
我是陈美萍 ，A.K.A. Christina Chen, and this is China on the Internet.
And we are not. Wait, we gotta do it right.
And we are
not related.
There we go. We got it.
Finally got it. Woo.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Long time no see.
Long time no
Even though I saw
see.
you literally yesterday.
I know. I saw you yesterday.
And the day
before.
that. Oh,
yeah.
So this weekend, Rob and I were at the Asian American International Film Festival here at Asia Society.
Woof, woof,
in
woof,
this
woof,
building.
Yeah. We had a lot of fun. I had 2 little films that were screened there, and
little films, they were great.
It was fun. And thank you guys for pulling through for that.
Yeah.
There was like a lot of different films that were happening, and we also had like one of our good friends from Boston. He also had a film, like a feature film, a full-length film that was screened on Sunday as well.
Yes.
That one is called Lucky Grandma.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk about that in a second. But first, I want to talk about your film.
My film. Oh, God.
Called The Secret Life of Asians at Night.
Yes.
Is it on like a streaming service? Can people watch it on Vimeo or YouTube?
As of right now, the short film that I did, it's not online. It's currently in the film festival circuit. It's gonna be in like Rhode Island Film Festival. It just so it's screened here, but then like the week or 2 before that, it's screened at Taipei. So it already hit like international like waters.
There's like
and stuff.
clip of it on your website though, right?
On my website, there's like a little clip of it as part of my reel. At some point, we do want to post it online because I feel that this type of film is meant for the audience online. So all my netizens out there.
I just think, like you said, it was really cool. It was like, it kind of took that trope of like, to Westerners, all Asian languages sound the same, and it totally flipped it on its head.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, we're gonna use this for our film to make it funny because you spoke Cantonese.
I did, yeah.
The female lead spoke Japanese. The other dude spoke Korean. But you
Yeah.
all spoke your own languages to each other.
Yeah. So that was the cool thing about the short film.
They could understand you?
Yeah.
Okay,
We all in this little world, like we all spoke different Asian dialects. There's a total of 5 different Asian dialects being spoken in this film.
Languages.
Languages, yeah. But everybody could understand each other. And you're exactly right that like the director was like, okay, well, like Westerners like they can't tell a difference, so it's like, but we're gonna make them all sound. So it seems they all sound the same, so we understand each other. But there's a lot of internal racism between the different Asians. Yeah. So it's a really cool film. It's like a little screwball noir film. Actually, like for those who have been watching our segments and have been seeing that we've been, talking about 88 Rising here and there. 88 Rising actually was a huge part of our...
Oh, yeah, the song was in your thing.
Yeah, there was like 3 songs that was from like 88 Rising, including Made in China by Higher Brothers.
It just like really got the audience on your side.
Yeah.
When that song came on, everyone immediately was like, okay, this is what this film is going to be about. And I think that was awesome.
It was
so good
really,
job.
really dope. Oh,
Happy to be
Christy.
there.
Thank you.
So yeah, let's go talk about Lucky Grandma?
Lucky Grandma, yes. The main one, Lucky Grandma. I was really excited to see this film.
Same.
Our friend...
Certified financial planner, Michael
To.
Shout
Yes.
out.
Shout out to Michael To.
He underwrote the production of Vietgam that we were both in Boston.
Yeah,
so
back a few months ago.
Really awesome to come see his film, really full circle.
Yeah, it was dope. So the whole... just a long story short, like the film is about this old Chinese grandma from Chinatown who goes gambling as she takes the coach bus to go gambling, and then on her way back home, the guy sitting next to her, he like spoiler alert, he dies.
He has a heart attack on the bus.
He's got a heart attack on the bus.
This is a comedy, we promise.
Yeah, it's a comedy. Yeah, it's a dark comedy, but it's hilarious. And so then. And his bag drops from the top part of the coach bus, and when she finds out and she opens it, there's a
ton of money.
Ton of money. So
why don't we just let the director tell the synopsis in the clip?
Yeah, that's true. We have a whole video
have a whole clip, but we
with
can
the director.
Show you. Because we could talk about it for days, and she does a really good job of summarizing it.
Yeah, it's her film for sure.
And it's her film, yeah.
Yeah. Stacey is her name.
Yeah. I think Angela is the one sung in this video because they're both directors and writers. But yeah, so this is the clip from the AT&T Untold Stories pitch, which is when they were pitching their story to AT&T for their Untold Stories initiative. This is them talking about their film and why it should be produced. And it ended up winning this grant of $1 million.
$1 million.
So we're going to watch this clip right now. Okay.
Writing Lucky Grandma together, you know, it seemed natural to combine our Asian and American influences because that's who we are.
Yeah.
And America is ready for Grandma. And I know in my heart that they will love her as much as we do because I really do believe that anybody can be a movie hero.
You can hear it. She like wants this so bad.
Yeah. Met a lot of closed doors, but we just believed in the project so much.
5 years. They've been working on this film for 5 years.
Amazing opportunity. It was a no-brainer. We applied, and we're really excited to be the final 10, and then we're really excited to be the final 5.
Angela was there. She was at the screening.
Yeah, Angela was at a screening on Sunday.
So once we got the grant from there, it was just kind of nonstop. The story itself is set in Chinatown.
Here's the
New York,
synopsis.
present day, and it's focused around an 80-year-old Chinese grandmother. Fate is about to turn around. It's a black comedy. She suddenly, unwittingly finds herself in the middle of a Chinatown mafia war. And it really is about how capable Grandma is and how she has to use her wits to get out of this situation.
Damn, those stunts are crazy, yo.
It was something that was really kind of an American original, something a little offbeat and very fun, sort of darkly comedic, but also moving and daring.
I think it definitely did all of that, which is so cool that was the goal, and that's what I came out seeing.
Yeah.
I expected, honestly, I did not, even though Michael's in it, and like he told us like a little bit about it before, like I did not know that it was going to be a comedy.
Oh wow.
I was expecting some very emotional, like feel, like kind of like the
feel,
farewell,
like feel good, right?
Yeah, like another but then I was really pleasantly, and all the farewell was also funny in its own ways. I was really pleasantly surprised at how hilarious this was.
That was really funny.
Like if you were to see, if this movie were to be like a typical like mainstream American movie from 10 years ago in Hollywood, I feel like it would star someone like Betty White. You know what I mean? Like it would be that kind of movie.
Yeah.
And so I thought it was really cool to see it, this super relatable story about this like badass grandma getting into all this stuff, but she just like is also Chinese, and it's also set in Chinatown, and it happens to be based on how Chinese people are super auspicious, and like that number 8 number is super prevalent.
And number 4 is like really unlucky and stuff. Like
yeah.
I love that they included that, and they even had a fortune teller scene too.
Yes.
Whereas, oh hey, like if you want to like get rid of all the bad luck, you should like do this and this and this, and it's such like a Chinese. It's part of like Chinese culture, like the superstitions and everything. I went to a fortune teller before too.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy. This dude was blind. He was like a blind dude, and he was just like, yeah, he read my hand and stuff. Like he felt my hand. Yeah. You gotta tell him your like lunar calendar, like birth date and everything. Yeah. So it's a whole system. It's a whole crazy thing. But that's sidetracked. But
for sure, yeah.
I thought it was really, really cool just seeing this type of story, because normally when we think of like I would say like elderly people, they are not really seen as quote unquote like capable or as like agile as say like, you know, adults who are like, you know, maybe in their 20s or so. So it's really nice and refreshing to see the story of this lady, and she's very, very capable.
She's
and
85 in real life too.
In real life, she's 85. So she, for the whole film, it's a feature film, so it's like an hour and a half long. She's in like every scene.
Essentially.
Yeah, so
I would say she's in 95% of it, or 98%.
Yeah, she's like in 98% of all scenes. I'm like, props to you. Props to you. Oh, what was the actress's name, by the way? Tsai Chin.
Yeah.
Wow. She's cool.
Yeah. It was, well, she was in Joy Luck Club. Like she's one of. She was
in Joy Luck Club? Whoa.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
She's like been around. She's been around the block.
She's been around the block, and I just didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So what I also really thought was cool about this movie is that not only did it really highlight this like badass woman, it was also written by 2 women.
2 badass like
had
Asian
another
women.
awesome leading lady who played Sister Fong, who we
she
met
was
after
cool.
she was awesome. Yeah.
She was dope.
And Also, this one scene that really stuck with me is when Big Po.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Pong?
The Big Pong.
This giant Asian dude.
Yeah, Chinese guy. And she enlists him to become her bodyguard because now she's being chased by the Chinese mob.
Yeah.
And when the neighbor comes to complain about them being too loud and the grandma never taking her trash out, blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, you need to respect your elders. And she was like, if she needs her trash taken out, you're going to take the trash out for her. If she wants to be loud, she's going to be loud. If she wants to cook fish, she's going to cook fish.
Yeah.
And I thought that was just so, like, relatable and so true because respecting your elders, like, is such a...
It's such a big... Yeah.
It's such an instrumental part of the culture. And I thought they highlighted it in such a hilarious way. And also the neighbor was, like, also pretty old.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
Yeah. I thought it was cool because, like... I used to live in one of those Chinatown apartments as well.
Oh,
so
really?
It does smell a certain type of way as well. And people always like the people just hang their clothes like out by like the railings of the stairs and stuff. Like it's very much like that old school type of Chinatown vibe.
It
was really cool.
It does a really good job of displaying different kinds of characters too. Like you have the two guys who were in the mob. So it was played by Michael.
Yeah, Michael Toe and
Woody.
And Woody.
Yeah.
He's really, really funny as well.
Yeah, and they were playing these like kind of, I wouldn't say like sidekick best friends. They really complimented each other. Like they were these like really goofy mobsters who were trying to be really serious and trying to be like very like intimidating, but the grandma literally just did not give any. Did not give a hoot.
Outsmarted them. Yeah. Everything.
Really
you know?
Wonderful, delightful movie. It's in the circuit right now, so it's not out anywhere.
It's not out
I
yet.
wish we could like tell you to go see it.
Yeah.
But follow them on Instagram. I think it's called Lucky Grandma Movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Follow them. We'll let you know when it does come out at some point.
It's mostly in Mandarin too. Mandarin and Cantonese.
Yeah,
and
it's in
some
Mandarin
English.
Cantonese. Yeah, there's a little bit of English, but mainly it is in Mandarin.
It was awesome.
Which is really cool.
I honestly give it a 10 out of 10.
It was dope. Yeah.
It was incredible.
I thought it was really, really cool.
Yeah, and it was perfect length too. You know?
Like an hour and a half.
Yeah, it was like perfect.
Yeah.
I think it was 100
I didn't
minutes.
feel it was long at all. I just kind
of
it flew by.
I like almost wanted it to keep going at the end when she moves in with her family.
Yeah.
But then I was like, no, this is a good place to end.
Yeah.
So that's
Spoiler
super
alert.
exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what happened, you know? There was a lot of different events that were happening throughout the Asian American Film Festival, and Lucky Grandma was just one of them. There's like a lot of other movies, Empty by Design, Miss Purple by Justin Chan. So there's like a lot of different movies. So if you are in the New York area and you are interested in seeing some of these films, you have one more week, specifically 5 more days to see any of these films.
Come by the Asia Society.
Yeah, come by Asia Society, and I'll say hi to you because I'll probably be around the building to see other films and attend workshops.
Yep, it's on the Upper East Side of New York City.
Upper East, yes, East
we are.
70th. Yeah, check us out.
So now switching gears a little bit, we're gonna keep talking about like media and TV and stuff, but switching over to more stuff that's more popular in China because Lucky Grandma is doing the U.S. film circuit. Although I would really love to see it.
I would love to see it
in China.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how that works.
I know Farewell will be going to China, but I don't know about Lucky Grandma.
My dad mainly watches Chinese TV shows. He doesn't watch really American or like American movies either. Like he'll watch like Pink Panther, which is from like 50. Like, I know it's a while. It's like 20 years ago. Yeah, with like Beyonce and what's his name, Steve Martin. He thinks
that's
dope.
Like,
I know, but like new movies is not really like because they're
thing,
not really unless I go see it with him. Like we saw The Incredibles, but I think he would really like this movie, Lucky Grandma. I think he would think it's like hilarious.
I think it's hilarious.
I think everyone should see it if they can. Anyway, so switching gears. We were talking about this before we started this podcast, but this TV show is called Novoland.
Novoland.
And it got some really big attention in China because one, it's part of a what number is it?
It's so it's part of a saga. It's the 5th installment. So this one is the 5th installment of the Novoland saga. This one is called Novoland Eagle Flag.
And it's kind of like the Chinese Game of Thrones, if you will, with its like costume and like time period. Yeah. All the violence, all of the sex. It's very
There's sex in this?
Oh, yeah.
There is?
I mean, it's like Chinese, it's like censored, but it's like implied. Okay. You know what I'm saying? It's not as graphic as U.S. Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say.
So it's also based off a book series, and so there's been a lot of hype around it because people are so excited that that this book series has been made into a TV show.
Yeah.
But then this thing happened in July where it was in June.
In June, right?
It was supposed to this installment was supposed to premiere in June, and then 20 minutes before it was supposed to air, they pulled it. They pulled the plug.
Why did they do that? Like literally 20 minutes
before it's. Can you imagine like Game of Thrones is on whatever
whatever your favorure show is.
The Bachelor on Monday or whatever you watch.
Sure.
Like I just know that's on Mondays because all my friends post like Bachelor Monday. I'm like, I really don't give a
basic.
I really don't care. But can you imagine or Thursday night like Riverdale, and then 20 minutes before.
Cancels.
Just like, nope. And then the only reason that they published it was for medium complications.
Medium complications. Whatever that means. Wow. That's crazy, though.
I feel like that would never happen in the States. 20 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think it'll happen in the States if it's like 20 minutes before it airs.
It's not even like 2 days or like 2 weeks. Like literally.
Like 20
or
minutes.
like 2 hours, 20 minutes. I can't get over that.
That's crazy.
So it was like canceled. And then it was later announced that it would come back. So the first episode finally premiered on July 16th.
Yes.
So a couple weeks, or last week. But I think we should watch the trailer.
I haven't seen it. I don't know.
You haven't seen the trailer?
No, I haven't. I waited.
I watched the first episode last night, and I was like...
Wait, where do you even watch it, by the way?
I watched it on Youku. It's also on YouTube, though. So you can watch this. And there's English subtitles for our primarily English speakers.
Yeah.
Or it's in the Mandarin.
Worry. I'll be there with you too.
You know what's interesting is the Mandarin tones are very modern.
Oh.
Like their tones are like they kind of sound like they're from Beijing.
Oh, instead of like from like ancient China.
I mean, they don't use that much, but as like the connector, like in Beijing, like if you're really from Beijing, you're like Beijing.
Beijing, Kaimer.
Like Kaimer.
The hard R.
Kaimen. It's like the ER added onto the end. So I guess it's the equivalent to. I don't know, but it's not in the South. But I would say like a Southern accent because it sounds kind of hick.
Like kind of like this.
It kind of sounds like that, even though it's literally the capital of the country and the biggest city. All right, we're gonna watch the trailer.
Ooh, yes, I'm excited for this.
I'm excited for you too.
Okay.
I might have to watch the whole series. I don't have any time.
This is some crazy epic.
Oh, there's a love triangle. There it is.
There it is. You gotta have that love triangle. Dang.
This music is so like.
The cinematography is really cool.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
I love the costumes. Costumes are freaking beautiful. Ooh.
He has to do it himself. Isn't that intense?
Dang. Ooh, dang. Whether or not he becomes a hero depends on his heart.
Right?
Oh, wow. That's all those people. Yeah.
Oh.
Yo, that dude just got shanked, man. Oh.
So much blood.
That's a lot of blood.
So it's called Jiuzhou.
Jiuzhou.
Never shall we die. So
yo, this is epic.
It looks pretty. I mean, it obviously looks dramatic, right?
I mean, of course.
Like, I'm curious about the quality of writing because it's all very
stylized,
epic and very dramatic.
Yeah, of
but
course.
I think that's why people love it, because it's like escapism, right? You get to like watch this. Like,
for sure. It's under the genre. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Wuxia. It's like I just searched it up because it's a certain genre of Chinese films like this where like wuxia. I'm definitely butchering the tones.
Can you show it to me so I can see what it? And then
I'll show it to you. You probably could pronounce it way better than I can. So
you have to type it in Chinese.
I gotta type it in Chinese.
Yeah, you can't just.
Oh, but no, it's this word right here.
Which word?
这个2个字，你看到吗？
Martial heroes.
Yeah,
a genre of fiction concerning the adventures of martial arts in ancient China.
Yeah, it's a whole genre.
Oh, yes.
How do you pronounce?
Yeah. Wu, like wushu.
Like wushu.
Yeah.
And then xia, right?
Yeah.
Xia. Okay, I guess that means hero. But it's like it's a whole genre of like.
Got it.
But the reason why I saw that word was because I was looking in like online about Novoland, and there was like somebody who commented saying that oh my god, this is like the best wuxia, and I was like, what is wuxia? So that's why I typed it up, and it's this whole genre of like Chinese martial arts that takes place in ancient China, but it's like stylized in a way, and the costumes are all like beautiful colors and stuff. So
interesting.
Yeah, kind of like, for example, other movies like Hero or Red Cliff, movies like them. The Curse of the Chrysanthemum Flower. These types of films are very much in that style, like Zhang Yimou's type of style. He's a director from China.
Great director, very epic.
Wow, so this is cool. So I guess it's about.
I don't know if you can tell from the trailer what it's really about. You know, there's obviously there's problem, there's war, there's like love triangle. I love how the subtlety of the love triangle. It's literally just the girl and then the guy looking at her here and the guy looking at her from here.
Yeah.
And that's it. Then you can tell because in like Game of Thrones or in like any other mainstream action movie in the States, like you just see like them like making out, like when the fire explodes behind them or something like that, like something super intense. But here it's literally just like
and looking at each other
and look, and then you're like, okay, I see what's going on.
That's that subtle Asian trait right there.
That's like literally how subtle it is. So
that's how subtle it is.
Because we can't really tell what it's about from just watching that. We're gonna read the synopsis for the whole like Eagle Flag series. So, heir to the nomadic northern Qingyang tribe. Sorry, it's very small. Let me zoom in. Lu Guichen is a hostage in the Eastern Land. During his time there, he meets Jie, an illegitimate, unloved son who came to the Eastern Land to train as a warrior, and Yuran, the princess of the winged tribe who traveled to the Eastern Land as a refugee with her grandfather. So 3 people who are all kind of like misfits, disowned, or one's illegitimate. You know, it kind of reminds me of Lear, like Shakespeare's King Lear in a way.
Oh, okay.
Because you have the tyrant king.
Yeah.
And then you have the illegitimate son, and then you have the guy.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
It's not exactly the same, but it just reminds me like they're all trying to work together to fight
the greater evil.
Yes.
Yeah.
So living in such a tumultuous time, the trio of strangers are forced to work together to overcome a string of challenges. As time passes, this intrepid trio becomes fast friends, but as it often occurs, both young men slowly begin to develop feelings for Yuran.
Yuran, you dog.
You can't have an action series without
some romance,
without a, but especially
like a
love triangle with 2 men and 1 woman. Like how typical is that?
How typical is that? Yeah.
So as Lu Guichen and Jie start to struggle with their growing feelings, a much greater struggle begins to brew in the Eastern lands. The powerful warlord Yang Wuyi has been stirring up trouble against the emperor, and war is coming. So then the 3 people join the battle. Also, it's written in English, so I can't pronounce their names because there's no tone, so I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. It's not actual pinyin. That's the thing about reading Chinese on English articles is that when they put the names, they put the pinyin, but they don't put the tones on top. So you can't I feel like I don't know how to pronounce this because there's no indication of how to pronounce it.
Yeah. Huh. That's a good point.
Yeah. Whereas if it were the characters, I could pronounce it.
You can pronounce all of it, yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
I think it's Lu Guichen.
Lu Guichen.
Yeah. And then
last name Lu.
And then Yuran. Because
I like Lu
That's my
Guichen
guess.
the most already, even though I haven't seen it because he's got the name Chen in it. Yeah.
You and 2 million people.
I mean, 2 million people. Me and everybody else and their mothers.
Yeah, so that's what it's about. The first episode was kind of... I didn't watch with English subtitles. I wanted to see if I could understand most of it.
Were you able to understand
I was able to
it?
understand most of it because they speak really slowly like this.
Oh, like some really...
Like, 我必须得去成功. You know, like very slowly. Yeah, literally like that.
It's like, I need the
But I don't want to
sword.
spoil it for you. I want you to watch it.
So
It's on Youku. It's on YouTube. The reason I knew about this is because it was trending on WeChat earlier this week because people have been saying it's hard because they want it to be a success. And maybe this is why it was canceled. They wanted it to be a success on the major TV streaming channels, right? But it's also a book series. And they want to do the book series justice. And I think people were really worried about as with any book series.
Like honoring like the storyline of the books.
Yes, but also making it good TV. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, not to equate this to Gossip Girl, but I assume that this is very different from the books. And Gossip Girl is another book series that was made into a TV series, and it was very different. I mean, the general storyline was the same, right? But they had to create so many more seasons than they had books.
Yeah, I mean that's the same thing that happened with Game of Thrones too, right? Like,
I don't follow. It was I watched the first episode of Game of Thrones when it was like first. I could not do it.
Yeah, I haven't gotten into it.
It was too gory for me, and also too disturbing. Maybe someday.
Maybe someday.
I was like, is there? I feel like there's a time and place for violence on screen, and then for me personally, I don't think it's not good.
Was it too much?
I was like, I can't watch this right now.
Oh. Yeah. But Novoland though.
Yeah, I'm more of like a Parks and Rec kind of gal.
Wait, that's a completely different genre.
Exactly.
What are you talking about?
No, well, like
that's not even action. That's comedy.
Exactly. Like I don't really like to watch. I don't know. You know, because when I'm watching a movie or a TV show, I want to be like eating snacks.
You
and
want to
like,
enjoy your time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
you don't want to be like, oh crap. Like,
yeah.
Wow.
I'm not good with the gore or like the sexual violence. It's really not my cup of tea.
But would you be down to do like say like an action film?
Like be in one?
Like to be in it. So if you're in an action.
I mean, it would have to depend on the story, right?
Of course. Yeah.
But ultimately, like Marvel.
I mean, yeah, of course. If you're gonna be in a Marvel show, then like, of course that'd be great.
Yeah.
Shout out to Simu. Congratulations once again.
That's so cool. I was reading up on his story the other day and like how you were telling me he worked at Deloitte, I think. As like an investor or something like that.
He was an accountant.
Yeah.
He was an accountant before, yeah.
He like got let go apparently because he was so bad at his job.
Like 9 months in. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So that's really inspiring to see. Yeah.
He was an extra on Pacific Rim.
Oh really?
Yeah. He was an extra on Pacific Rim, like, and now he's the lead. Although there were some like talks, at least from China, from the netizens on like Weibo and WeChat, saying that he shouldn't be playing that character. Actually.
Why?
And what they said was that he's not Chinese enough or something, which I actually disagree.
That's the age-old.
Yeah, it's the age-old
right?
thing. And it's hard.
Chinese
it's really really hard enough because as an Asian American, we're stuck in this place of not feeling American enough, but then also not feeling Chinese enough. So.
Or Asian enough.
Yeah, or Asian enough in general.
Or in Simu's case, Canadian.
Yeah, he's Canadian, but he was also born in China. He was born in China.
He moved over when he was like 6.
Yeah, like 5-6 years old. He came to like Canada.
See, that's the thing about that feedback. When it's from Chinese people, I can like sort of see it and like see their side of it. Like when I grew up in China, I was definitely not considered Chinese by any standard by Chinese people on the street, right? Like I think if I were to like play like a Chinese superhero, I think that like
they'll probably
all
be
of
like,
China, they would be like,
she's
she's not Chinese. Yeah. But also they love white people in movies, so maybe.
That's true. So, what's up with that?
Yeah.
Matt Damon, come on.
Yeah, that's the thing. It like white central characters do really well in China because they just. And
in some cases,
but recently we're starting to just not care, like American movies that are trying to also go into China, like The Farewell. Like I know, like Lulu Wang, when she was writing The Farewell, people were telling her like you need to put like a white dude in this, And like I could totally see that happening. Like Awkwafina has like a white boyfriend living with her in Brooklyn, right? Like the side character that doesn't that doesn't really matter, but that's like needed for the plot.
Needed for the box office.
Right. And so I could totally see where he would fit in there, like in like a frame of like movie making, but I don't think it's necessary.
I don't think it's necessary.
So I think Simu is totally right for that role.
I think he's totally right for that role.
I think he's great. I love him in Kim's Convenience.
Yeah, he's funny.
And I think no one's gonna be happy with. You can't please everyone with that casting.
You can't. So all I can say is that for all the netizens and the fans in China, give it a shot. Like, hold your horses. Don't make any assumptions yet, because all that hype is not going to really matter. Just go see the film when it does come out. I'm assuming it's gonna come out in like 2021.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Well, it's also like keep in mind it's a Marvel movie. It's not like it's a Chinese TV show.
It's not. It's not a Chinese TV show. Yeah. It's a Marvel film, and if anything, it's definitely gonna have Western and American elements to it, which I think is okay because it's gonna be a blend.
Yeah, and I think
it's a blend.
I was reading this thing on Vox the other day, and it was saying how Asian American representation is important for Asian Americans living in America, not necessarily, Asian people living in China. They have their own movies. They have their own TV shows. They feel seen all the time, these TV shows.
That's why it's not the same. That's why
it's about mainstream media in the US.
For us, it's different, but that's why I also feel like as Asian Americans, so if there are any Asian Americans watching this, as Asian Americans, we have to look broader. We can't just look at ourselves as only Asian American. If anything, we're Asian X. We're Asian X because we have to include Asian Canadians. We have to include Asians from Australia. We have to include Asians from Venezuela. There's pretty much any type of Asian person who's not from Asia. We feel the same way of being in multiple cultures, like multicultural type of kids. So we need to look broader, and we have to reconnect. For Asian Americans, we got to reconnect with some of our brothers and sisters from from Asia as well, because they have their own things that they're dealing with, and we have our own things to deal with. But if we never talk to each other, we're never going to really understand each other.
Totally.
So that's why there's going to be movies that we feel might be good, like Crazy Rich Asians, that might not be well received, for example, in China. Which was the case. It didn't do that well in China. Well,
the name was also different. They didn't allow the name to literally translate to Crazy Rich Asians. They had to change the name.
I didn't even know that.
They wanted to make it like My Gold Digging Girlfriend.
That's so Asian.
because Crazy Rich Asians it has a negative connotation attached to it in their eyes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
But I liked what you said about being Asian American, because I still don't think when people ask me, I don't lead with Asian American. Yeah. I don't really use that to describe myself because I did not grow up in America.
You grew up in China. Yeah.
And I don't really have that experience that you do. You know what I'm saying? So, I didn't in college, but definitely use more of the term, Eurasian, European Asian, because I was raised with, two very strong cultures growing up, in China, and then, my mom's Italian side, and, those two cultures were the strongest in me. Whereas I didn't have this, typical, U.S. upbringing where I lived in one house for my whole life and went to one school and my teachers knew my siblings. I didn't have that, and I feel like it's a very unique Asian American experience. And you're right, if we're gonna talk about these actors and Simu being Canadian, it needs to be a bigger conversation.
Yeah, Asian X. I'm gonna coin that. Just saying.
I wonder if people have already used that term.
If people have used that term, then sure. Yeah. But I have. Well, maybe they copyrighted it.
Also, just whatever you want to describe yourself, do it.
Anyway, whoever you want to be. But anyways, check out this show. I'm definitely gonna check this out.
Novoland. YouTube, Youku.
Yeah, especially because
starring really young Chinese actors. They're actually called rookies in this WeChat article. Like newcomers. Right? Kind of. They're in their 20s.
But are they new characters for this installment of it, or have they already been in the other installments? Because they've already had, I'm assuming they already have 5 seasons or so, because it's their 5th installment.
Yeah, there was Castle in the Sky in 2016. Let's see if it's the same. No. They're not the same.
Oh. I see. So I guess each saga
has different casts.
Has different casts.
Let me look. Novoland, Eagle Flag, cast.
Yeah, they're different. I'm about to sneeze right now.
Salute. Salute. Yep, different. Because Lorena Song is in it. Turbo Liu, Zhang Jijian.
Yeah, different cast.
Different cast. So they're new.
So it's a complete. Is it a new
newcomers.
Cool.
That's really cool.
That's really, really exciting. As an actor, I'll say that is awesome.
Yeah.
Really fantastic.
Anywho, we're almost out of time, but didn't you want to talk about?
There's still one more thing I want to talk about.
You know more about this than I do. I don't really follow sports.
Oh yeah. So in the sports news, recently Jeremy Lin, I'll say like yesterday, he was addressing a Christian group in Taiwan that he feels that the NBA has let him down. He actually like broke down. He cried a little bit about it, because right now he's considered a free agent. After
what does that mean?
So which means he's not with any team right now. Like,
got it.
Is over the summer he's not.
Is he still in the NBA?
I mean, yeah.
Like, I know he played for the NBA, so like he'll.
Yeah, he is still like in the NBA.
Isn't he in some like Hall of Fame?
No, he's not in some Hall of Fame, but he is the first.
I know nothing about sports.
Oh, it's all good. He is the first East Asian basketball player to have ever played in an NBA Finals, and he's the first Asian American to have won a champion who has a championship ring.
Huh. I think that's what it was that I saw. He was like the first Asian to do something.
Yeah. He is the first Asian American to have won a ring, which is really, really crazy. But what he was saying actually makes a lot of sense, because he was saying how like there's a lot of embarrassment, and he feels like there's certain people who feel like maybe he doesn't deserve it, because he only played like a minute and a half in the NBA Finals. So it made it on record he did play. So he is technically the first East Asian person to play, but only for like a minute and a half. And now he's not with the Raptors. So he was with the Raptors. Now he's a free agent. That's in Canada.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, the only Canada
but isn't the
basketball
NBA
team.
the national?
Yeah, so technically the National Basketball League is
but
all.
Canada's included.
Yeah,
in it?
Canada's included. Just like in baseball, the Blue Jays is also in Canada.
Oh, you're right.
But they also play in America as well. But that means that the Raptors is the only foreign team to have won an NBA championship.
But the baseball league is called the Major League Baseball.
Yes.
So it's not exclusive to states.
Yeah, I guess not exclusive to the states.
So NBA should really change their. I don't know anything.
Yeah,
about basketball,
maybe they should change their name.
But I'm just gonna say you should change your thing to be like North American Basketball Association.
Or maybe just WBA. Oh no, but that's
the world.
Just World Basketball Association.
But NABA would be cool. It'd be like NABA.
Oh, Napa.
Yeah.
Napa.
Yeah. I'm calling the shots here now.
Yeah, you are.
I know so much
about sports. Yeah.
I should though. I was a cheerleader in high school. I know the basic rules. I don't know the politics. Anyway.
Yeah. That's cool that you were a cheerleader. I didn't know that. No, you did tell me that. You told me like multiple times actually. Yeah. No, I just.
We went to the NCAA championships like a couple years. We went to the ship and took care of business. Go Huskies.
Yeah, go Huskies. Northeastern. Whoop whoop. But yeah, Jeremy Lin. It was crazy. He said, if I have a son, I would never want him to play in the NBA. I would never want him to play in the NBA. I don't want him to have to go through the fame, the struggles and all the hardships that comes with being a part of the NBA. Because right now he's just floating around. He's not part of a team, which means, this could be the end of a career.
He's so young though.
He's 30. He's 30 years old.
He's 30. I thought he was way younger.
No, he's 30. But
really young.
But even still, hey, Asians don't raisin,
I think we're gonna say that on every single episode.
I might as well.
Wow.
But yeah,
that's sad. But like, good for him for speaking.
He was speaking out about
and
it.
Being honest about it.
Yeah, and it's crazy because like I remember watching the first game. I would say like the game that made Jeremy Lin, or that coined the term Linsanity. It was Brooklyn Nets versus the New York Knicks. Yeah, he says he's hit rock bottom. I remember watching that game, and at the end for the interview, he was like, "Yeah, I gotta thank the organization, the NBA." But now, fast forward, it's kind of the opposite. Oh, he's a commercial ad.
This is an ad. Sorry, I'll mute it while we watch. I just want to see him talk about it.
Oh yeah, it's only a minute.
Is he speaking in English? Or
he's speaking only in English.
Okay.
He might have said a few words in Chinese. Actually, we should watch it because I could talk all about it, but.
Oh my God, he's crying.
Yeah.
No, he's in Chinese. my God. He looks so sad.
Yeah.
English, there's a saying, it says, once you hit rock bottom, the only way is up. 因为有句话说，当你跌到
Oh, someone's translating. 因为有句话.
There's
Look at these people. They're like...
Yeah,
because he was such an icon for so many kids in my high school when I was growing up in Beijing.
Oh, wow. Oh, I could only imagine.
Yeah, in international schools.
Wow.
And, like, everyone was, like, had their Lin Sanity shirts. Everyone. Like, I had this, like, one friend who, like, wear, like, Lakers jerseys all the time, like, different. And, like, he, like, loved the NBA. And then for Jeremy Lin to finally be in it, he was just, like... And our high school was really competitive with basketballs, too.
Wow.
The Dribbling Dragons.
Dribbling Dragons?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's actually the elementary school, like, team. Like, the Tykes team. But we are the Dragons.
That's cool.
And, yeah, that makes me, like, really... Is he okay?
I hope he is. I'll show you. I'll show you the video that I saw, because I think that actually encapsulates what he says. A lot, actually, because when I saw that video, I was like, damn.
Wait, go back up. In tears as he said.
As he hits, yeah. So he.
Oh man, Jeremy Lin.
Where's the video? Jeremy Lin.
You can link it later for people.
Yeah, we'll rock bottom. I'll just say rock bottom.
That's sad that we were searching that.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think that's really brave that he's,
video.
you know, let's put it full screen.
Yeah.
That he can be open about that and like that he can.
Well, open in the sense of like he opened up in Taiwan instead of in America about it. So
I mean, it's gone to us.
Yeah. But this is the video. It's like.
Man, it's hard. 真的好难. Life is hard. 人生真的好艰难.
Oh my God.
English, there's a saying, it says, once you hit rock bottom, the only way is up. But rock bottom just seems to keep getting more and more rock bottom. So, free agency has been tough. Yeah. I feel like in some ways the NBA has kind of given up on me. And after the season, I had to get ready for this Asia trip. And it was the last thing I wanted to do. Because I knew for 6 weeks I would have to just put on a smile. I would have to talk about a championship that I don't feel like I really earned. I have to talk about a future that I don't know if I want to have. And honestly, it's embarrassing and it's tough. I always tell myself, if I have a son, I don't want him to make the NBA. You don't have to deal with fame. You don't have to deal with living your life and having all your failures on display to the whole world. A lot of you guys here are going through something even worse.
A lot of you here are going, wow. That's so crazy to me that he was able to like open up about that, because I feel like when you're neglected by a bigger establishment, the last thing you want to do is
like voice your opinion about certain things.
Because but this is like maybe I don't know how it works, but it's probably a good wake up call, because if they only let him play for a minute just so they could say that they had an Asian American like play in the finals.
I'm sure there's something a little bit about that too. I'm sure there's some politics
in every
involved with
industry, like using minorities as like a token
Mm-hmm.
to like fill some quota and check a box. It happens in every single industry. You and I know very well.
We know
and
very
that
well, yeah.
I think is I feel like I see some of that in his words, right?
Definitely.
Wow,
You know?
that's so heartbreaking.
I mean, for a while, the whole organization knew Jeremy Lin, so he'll be in all these different teams. After the Knicks, it was the Rockets, and the Rockets signed him because of Yao Ming. They knew that Yao Ming did really well in the Rockets. They're gonna bring Jeremy Lin there too. Later on, he got switched to like the Lakers and Raptors now. Now he's not really in the team, and I think a lot of it is because he is Asian and he is Taiwanese, and so people are like, oh, you know, we could capitalize on it with the money and everything.
Right.
But they don't really give him minutes to play. And he's
Mm.
actually pretty nasty at basketball. If you just give him the minutes and he's hot, he's lethal. But he doesn't always get the chance too.
That's so frustrating.
And also he had a lot of injuries
Just wanna
throughout
give
his
him a
career.
hug.
Yeah, I know.
So sad.
Get this big man a hug, 6'3".
6'3"?
Yeah, he's 6'3".
Like
Yeah.
a foot and 2 inches tall.
Yeah, you'll be hugging his stomach, you know.
Alrighty. Well.
Yeah, I don't really want to end on this sad note, but that's
neither.
really all the time that we have. If anything, I had to just squeeze in that time because I just want to share that out with people, you know, for all the basketball fans out there.
Well, let's all look out for our boy Jeremy Lin.
Yeah. Hope you could.
Yeah, sending you good
Hope
vibes.
there's a good team for you, man. So, yeah.
We'll be back next week.
Next week.
Same time, same place.
You know what it is.
China on the internet, at CHINOSITY News on Instagram, CHINOSITY everywhere else.
Yep. We have episodes happening. We post episodes every Wednesdays, so be on the lookout for all of them. Yeah.
All right, bye. 再见.
再见.
What?
She's done with me. She's done with me.